Okay, I'm going to be tying my little Emergent PMD Nymph. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab off the top of a wing of a hun. I'm going to grab one of these feathers that has good modeling. Just pull it out of there. You can see it's kind of dark and it's really well modeled. I'm just going to set that aside for a minute now. And I'm going to take some 8/0 brown and I'm going to start right about there. Wind that in. And you see how I got the hook in the vise, so it's basically kind of flat for a scud hook. I'm going to take that just back to pass the barb. Not much further than that. I want to get as much gap as I can for a little nymph. Okay, I'm just going to grab a sparse bunch. Pull that off of there. And then I'm going to tie that in so it goes back to about where my thread wraps were, not quite up to the eye for length. I don't want it quite as long. I'm just going to wrap that baby in there. Check it. And then spin that forward. Trim it off. Then I'm going to grab a couple strands of crystal flash. And this is rusty brown crystal flash. It's a new color. It's a great color. I'm using it for ribs on my nymphs. Tying a couple in here. If I want a little bit more subtle fly, I'll just put one in. And I want to wrap far enough back so that I compress that tail down. It was about a half a wrap in front of that tail. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a little dubbing here. I want a skinny body. Kind of fuzzy, but not super fuzzy. If that stuff flies out, it doesn't matter because I'm going to be catching that with the rib. And I'm just going to kind of pull back, make sure that I got enough room on the front. I'm going to grab this, twist it up. And I'm going to rib that through. With that crystal flash, I twist it every time, so it didn't get too flat on me. Okay. When I'm tying off something slippery like crystal flash, I always try to bend it back on itself so it doesn't pull loose. Now I'm going to grab some more of these fibers. A little bit more, probably about twice as much as I used for the tail. I'm just going to lay those on top of the hook like that. Make a couple loose wraps up by the eye. And then just reach in here and split them. Once I've got them split, I'm just going to grab them like that, take a couple wraps back. I don't want them to be all in one place in uniform. I want them kind of all over the place back there so they look like legs. Reach in there and trim that out. And then my last step, I'm going to take a little CDC, kind of fold that over. See how I did that? I'm just going to kind of fold it over like this so that when I come in here and cut that, I've got enough fibers I won't need to go back in there and do that twice. And I'm just going to go right over the top of that once, twice, pull all that stuff back. And just keep working my head back a little bit, making sure that that pops back like that. And then I'm just going to paint the head. I'm going to end up with kind of a big head on a small fly just because of all the materials I'm tying in here on the front end. I'll just tie that off. And I'm going to come in here with my fingers and trim that. So I've got pretty good sized clump of chartreuse hanging out of the top. And that's it. Simple little fly, but it gets them. Anytime there's a PMD hatch, I'll fish this fly right before the hatch when I know they're pretty active. Usually where I'm guiding, that's in the morning. Tie this thing on and it works pretty good until the bugs start popping. And actually through when the bugs are popping.